Until now. Now I can hear, presumably. I still can't hear you, though. Let me check my settings. I don't have all the time in the world, but I have a little of the time in the world. I'm still not hearing you. Speaker. Yeah. Yeah. Is it not that? It's not that. I think I'm on the right ones. Can you? I do not hear you. Should I? There's 2 Kacey Greens. That's nice. That's too many Kacey Greens. I do not approve. I'm going to pop. Should I pop out and pop back in? Let me try that. No, I won't do that. Oh, okay. It's you. Well, I'm going to take this moment to do my lights. I still don't hear you.
Unmute it. Can you hear me now?
Ah!
The microphone muted itself and locked. I don't know what happened with that. So, as I was saying that you guys didn't hear, good afternoon, good evening, and good day. Good morning to those of you on the West Coast. Good morning to our friend Brian White from Futuraza.
Howdy, howdy.
How's it going this morning?
I see, I am there. I have arrived.
You've arrived. And then we have
an echo.
Echo? That is probably because I'm sending you back everything. I don't know how to not send back everything. I mean, I do. I don't know which one's messing it up.
I think... There.
Sorry,
nope.
I didn't
Still
get
2
that.
Brians.
The internet isn't reachable.
Oh, what I'm doing is I'm sending you back a copy of my feed. What if I just give you the what's on the screen instead? Go here. Go here.
Test. In the chat, what is the weather where everybody is?
Yeah. So we've got Robert out of Wales, and we've got Lee out of the US. And let's see, I'm going to send you just the window capture. That should fix some of it. There we go. Okay. Oh, this is right up your alley.
Right. Test. I still hear 2 Brians.
2 Brians. Let me pull up my audio mixer and see what I'm doing here. Okay.
Which is one too many Brians. For those in the chat, I think we can confirm.
Raining and wind for Robert. You guys on the other end of the stream, do you guys hear one of each of us or multiples of any one of us?
That is a great question. Audio. Test. Oh.
Let's see. Got the alert box.
Because if it's just me hearing my echo, I can deal with that.
I think it's just you. Well, good morning, Timothy. Good to see you out of Arizona. And all right, so we've got. We're going to make the most of what we got for Brian's time. I've got a little notebook here, and we're just going to go through in the order of the week that came in. First up was a sales record for the Model Y for Q4 of last year. They did So let's see, they outsold the total combined sales of all the EV models sold by Toyota, Rivian, VW, Porsche, Mercedes, Kia, Honda, Ford, Volvo, Fiat, and Lexus.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. I found my problem.
Uh-oh. Lee said she hears the echo. You found your problem?
Yes. How about now? Damn, it's worse.
Okay, I still hear one of you, but how about the rest of you guys? You hear one, Brian, or two?
Test, test, test.
Testy test.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Let's go to Leo's
I'm
test.
still hearing two.
Internet isn't reachable. That's a feat.
I'm going to leave it.
Oh, he's leaving and coming back. Okay, so that was quite a feat. And so what's next? Let's see about. We've got ourselves an update finally to the Android app for the Teslas. Well, I think we've got one recall this week, so that will help with the recalls. Do a little paste and go, and then settings, and then show on stream. There we go. And then into your window, I'm sending my camera, the window we're looking at, and my microphone.
I think last I checked, no, there's still an echo.
There's still an echo?
Yeah.
I wonder if I've got my just the whole audio coming back, and so you're hearing. I'm hearing the feed and yours, and it's just. I think that's what it is. Let me mute webcam and. All right, Brian, go ahead and talk. Oh, that turns you off. Okay, stay by.
Darn.
So that. What if I turn off the computer audio on here? All right. The question is, can I still hear you?
Test, test, test.
Okay, I cannot.
Can you still hear me? I'm sorry to be so disruptive to your screen.
No, it's fine. The more I can get these things dialed in, the better. So why am I... What's happening is I'm sending the audio to you, and you're getting it once, and I have got you coming back once, and somewhere in here, I've got a loop.
Yes.
But I don't see a loop. All right, so we've got the HDMI video capture. That's off because there's no HDMI. The alert box is only if people are like doing like and stuff. The fake audio cable is off. The camera doesn't have a microphone. Collab Cam 1 and 2. Let me turn off Collab Cam 1. That might help.
Test, test, test.
Oh, I see what's happening. It's coming through on the microphone. What if I set you not to monitor, and then you shouldn't come through the...
Okay. Try that.
Properties. Oh. Oh, wait, not you not to monitor. I set my monitor off on the Zoom. So I'm going to turn off your monitor.
Test, test, test.
Monitor and output, monitor output, output. Monitor off. Okay, how's that? Let me move this
Test,
like
test, test.
I've turned off the monitor for you.
Yep. Can you hear me now?
I can conversate if I can't hear you. So let's do this. Let's do monitor only. So you're only going to come through my ears, and then it's going to send this through my microphone.
Test.
I hear you. Does everybody else hear one or two, Brian's?
I hear myself twice.
Still twice. How have I done this? They did an update, which was why my camera got all small. And then after that, everything got jacked. What if I go to this audio monitoring all devices, default, sample rate. Oh, I've got an auxiliary mic device. Let's turn that off. And
Maybe that does the trick.
it might? No? Okay.
Maybe.
No?
Nope.
What if I change microphones? I'll still hear you twice, but they won't hear you twice. Where's
That's worth a shot.
the built-in microphone? I don't even see the built-in microphone. Let's find it. Or what if I go to easy mode? That might change things. Stereo. Can I change to easy mode without turning off the program?
Still too heavy size.
Settings.
Apologies to the folks at home.
Yes, we do. I'm sorry. It's all me for being a goofball. All right, output is advanced. Streaming audio. Audio track 1, 2, 1, 4, 5, 6. Audio. Where's that easy mode?
While we're here in the chat, tell us what big topics you'd like to discuss this week. I had a chance to go and see the Juniper yesterday at Bellevue Square Mall in Washington State, and it was everything I hoped it would be. A couple features more.
Awesome. Lee says that it's working on her side.
Really?
You guess what she says?
Oh, okay, great.
That's all that matters is you guys.
Yeah, I can power through it.
Yeah, we can do it ourselves. So how was that Juniper? You get to touch it hands on.
Hands on. I went out there not knowing whether or not I'd be able to actually get my butt in the seat, and I was able to. So, you go, he goes, of course, he hands you the tablet and says you got to sign in. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh.
They're going to call you tomorrow.
And, well, they do. They'll send me a text message tomorrow. But I've done so many of these events. At some point, you think it'll start autofilling.
Yeah.
But, they let us touch it. They let us see it. The front looks deeper. The trunk storage looks a little bigger. The rear window, I swear, rolls down a little farther than it used to. And apparently this was an upgrade on some cars, but I'd never seen it. You know the storage bin by the driver that slides forward so nicely? Well, now there's two latches. There's two compartments. One that covers your cup holders and one that covers the hole.
Oh, like the SNX.
Cleaner interior. Is that what the SNX have?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's there. The trunk lid opens wider than on the current model. Not that I've needed that, but hey. And yeah, it's got all the refinements you wanted to see. It feels nice. The door thunk sounds nice. It's great.
Awesome. And for those who aren't aware, Brian drives a hardware for outgoing model. It's only a couple months old, right?
October 23 is my build.
Ah, okay. So it's not that far off.
So a year and a couple months.
Yeah.
But it is hardware for third row, 7-seat Model Y long range.
Yeah. So I noticed on some folks when they were fiddling around in the back of the Chinese one, there was the fake cover that the 7-seat Model X has, or the 5-seat Model X has, where the 7th seats would go. Do you think that there's going to be a way for them to easily put the 7-seat Model Y back together?
The car is 1.6 inches longer, so I don't see a reason it wouldn't fit.
Cool. So that was a concern.
It's not shorter.
It's not shorter. Yeah. So the only concern then might be the power folding, but that folds at the hip. It doesn't power slide or anything.
Right?
Yeah.
What does happen, because if your driver and passenger seats are too far forward for it to fold flat, and you hit the button, it'll inch you forward until it clears.
Oh, it's like the Model X as well, yeah. Because the Model X, if the passenger seat is in the way, it'll move out of the way. It's pretty cool.
Right there in the car, just do it.
Yeah. And then they have now on the screen for some of the latest updates, especially on these guys, you can move the passenger seat from the rear screen if you haven't locked it out, which is pretty cool.
What was fun that I did, I said, look, I've got a few questions for you guys. Glacier Blue, when's it coming? Third row, have you heard anything? And the guy said, look, we don't hear nothing.
That's right.
I didn't hear until I got in this morning that it was over at the other location and I needed to go pick it up.
Oh, wow.
And I said, Bellevue's? I said, have I been to the other Bellevue location? And he said, yeah, you came out there and saw the Highland.
Ah.
Okay. Good to see you again. But they get no information. Like when I would ask them, it's got 2 more speakers, right? So one's a subwoofer. Where's the other one go? And they're like, I'm looking at the website. I don't see information.
That is a good question, because the launch edition has 2 more speakers than the long range, which has a lot more speakers than the standard.
Yeah. So I the extra subwoofer I get, but now we've got an odd numbered one. What is it? What's it for?
Yeah.
So then I realized, I said, do you know anything about the Cybercab? And they're like, no.
Oh.
I go, what would you like to know?
Ah.
So I spent about 20 minutes answering their questions. And the thing was, it was great because he said, these doors, they're not going to make it, right? I said, no, they are. He goes, but they swing too wide. What if there's a tree or a wall? I said, why would the car let you out where there's a branch?
That's true.
There's a wall. Well, I can't get out in my garage. I said, who cares? Don't get out in your garage. Get out at your door. Let the car go do its own thing. And he had the aha moment was, right. It doesn't matter where the end where the part. Yeah, well, it's too narrow. I'm going to bonk into the cars next to me when I'm parked.
Why is it parking? Yeah.
All the way out there. Yeah.
Hello, Moto.
Hello.
Okay, you want to say hi to everybody, or we're gonna do the show?
Hello.
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 They can't see you down there. Come on.
Hello.
She got her dress from Brazil on.
Hello.
Okay, so we were talking about the Model Y, the new one, the one you saw on the pictures.
I haven't seen Moto in
Mommy,
so long. Kids grow so fast.
They
at
do.
that age.
They do. You want to put your headphones on?
Yeah.
Say hello.
This is Brian. Remember Brian? Say hi.
Hello, Moto. Good to see you.
You shy?
So yesterday, I also had a chance to go check out a company called Electric Era.
Electric
And they're
Era.
in Seattle, and they build public chargers, public fast chargers, like ChargePoint or EVgo.
Ah,
There's a critical difference. The principals of the company are all SpaceX veterans.
oh, so they
So
know
they've
things.
got that kind of philosophy in mind, and they're agile. They move quick, and they do all their integration themselves. So if a brand new car shows up at one of their chargers, plugs in, they can see it show up. If there's any problems that show up, not only does it go to a live, real-time, 24-hour team, but the company principals can see this error and they can start troubleshooting it. So if you call them up and say, "Look, this charger is," they'll say, "We're already working on it."
Nice. I'm surprised that there's so much variability in charging. Like, you would think that, oh, okay, you apply a 240 volt or 350, 450 volt load and just suck it down. But they
It's
they're
complicated devices from beginning to end on all sides. So it makes it really tricky. I apologize. I cannot hear what Moto is saying.
it's okay. She has Play-Doh. Okay.
And I play it.
And you're playing.
Yeah. I went in Grandpa's house.
You ran to Grandpa's house.
And Wowo and Johnny Wowo sister and Mommy.
Vovo's sister. I didn't know she had a sister.
And Wowo's sister. And Wowo's sister. Wowo's sister has Play-Doh.
She has Play-Doh?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, if you fill up your stickers, you can get Play-Doh, okay? All right, she's off. We've got a...
We have some fun. I've had people say, "Oh my gosh," not on my show now, but on my old show.
Yeah?
If your dog interrupts, just stop the recording and start again. I'm like, but isn't that half the fun?
It's all the fun. That's why it's live. Well, if I went back and did a clip, I would, obviously not clip, just because, the reason you're
Well,
live
you
is the
definitely
interaction,
wouldn't have included the first 20 minutes of technical difficulty.
right? I still don't know how it worked, but it's just started working, and I'm just going to just be happy that it is.
Yeah.
So this one coming up on the Not a Tesla app, wideband support for Android. So you have iPhone, right, or you have Android?
I have Android.
Okay, so you'll be able to try this out. Basically, that's the where you stand in front of the frunk or the trunk if you've got the setting turned on, and you use phone key. Then the auto trunk will pop open. I think on the frunk it will, because only one vehicle officially has an auto frunk. I think what they do there is they kind of beep and chime, and if you don't move, it'll pop your frunk.
So, is that something that we should see soon, do you think?
It looks like it's in the latest phone update. You might have to turn it on in both the phone app and let's see, the cars. The phone iOS users with 2024.2.3 they already got in February. Android mobile app feature Android UWB enabled, and it supports most Android phones. If you have the Pixel 6 or higher, the Samsung Fold 2 or higher, S21 Plus or higher. It's not male.
It's mail.
Okay.
I have the Pixel
7?
Pro.
You'd be good then. Okay. So then, the advantage of UWB communication between the phone and your vehicle, you'll need to support UWB as well.
I see.
Supported models are the 2024 Highland or later, 2021 S and X or later, Cybertruck. Oh, that's why.
That's why.
Buggers. 2025 Model Y Juniper. Because when they announced it, they made it seem like because you guys had everything. You had the Harbor 4 and all this and that, global headlights, everything before the 3, but not this one. Buggers. So I guess we won't know for a while, unless one of you guys has all the right equipment and phones to make this thing work.
But they didn't sell that many Tesla Model Ys, did they?
I mean, they did outsell everybody else, according to that last article.
Oh, so I was mistaken on that. Okay, I appreciate that.
The NHTSA has escalated the investigation into Ford Blue Cruise following a fatal Mach-E crash.
Yeah.
These things are going to still have crashes and fatalities. The question is, how are they than the humans? And
Well, that's what an investigation will determine.
Yes.
Was this avoidable?
right,
I know that Rivian no longer no longer doing their attention monitoring, which is lunacy.
yes.
But
So they're not doing the wheel touches or anything?
cabin monitoring, active camera. They got rid of the cameras.
Oh, that's right, because they didn't even install them because of the part shortage. That's risky.
I don't know if that's why, but it's yeah.
So this crash occurred.
And for anyone who hasn't experienced FSD lately, the amount of time you can take off your eyes off the road is like 3 seconds.
Wow.
It is very, very brief.
They've also changed it on the legacies. Like if I lift up my hand to scratch my ear, it's like hands on the wheel. Okay. But because I've got the yoke, thankfully they don't care if it's a large degree off of center. Otherwise, I'd have trouble trying to apply pressure while it's turning.
It would disengage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I've seen that too. My friend was showing me in his Model X. He's like, "Oh, the disengagement problem's gotten a lot better." And then out of the blue, it just cranked the wheel too far and was like, "Oh, you disengage." It's like, me. That was you.
Right.
You applied too much force to the wheel.
Mine will do that in neighborhoods and stuff or parking lots where it's doing too much movement, and then it just loses track of how much force is being applied, and then it's like, you let go. No, I was hands off on that one, buddy.
Yeah, I did have one disengagement yesterday. I drove,
Yeah.
100, 150 miles up to see the Juniper and back. And on the way back, the sun was setting in the car's camera eyeball.
Yes.
And it was like, it had a panic moment. And
Doot,
then,
doot, doot, doot.
and then it was like, so I take control and it goes, hey, I'm going to apply corrective steering because you're not in the lane. You already said you can't see.
Right.
Back off.
My favorite was during the early days of FSD. It would complain it couldn't see, and then it would try and apply corrective steering. I'm like, what are you steering if you can't see?
Right. Where where do you imagine you're going?
She's like, I can't see in front of me, but I can see these lane lines at the sides.
I
So,
had a guy next to me on full meat driving yesterday who just the lanes had shifted because of construction,
yeah.
but because of the angle of the light, you couldn't see the lanes that well, and he just nope, I'm going to take the old lane instead. It just came right into my lane.
Ooh, that's scary.
Neat, terrible drivers.
Yeah. So you guys know I sometimes share when there's a special going on. It usually has to be like $5,000 or more, or like a government program ending or something. Well, on Rivian R1T and R1S, you can get a $6,000 upgrade. That was on the 21st. So let's see. They delivered 51,500 vehicles last year, which was amazingly they got outsold by 500 vehicles by was General Motors, right?
I don't know. I don't remember.
But it was just 500 vehicles, and so they're going to start the year off a little bit stronger than they ended the year, because that was a little embarrassing to them to lose to a gasser. So if you have the
It's fun. Here's a neat one. I don't know if you've heard, but Kia is considering making cars that they will private label to GM.
oh
But doesn't GM make private label cars for Honda and Acura?
Yes.
At this point, is anybody actually making them, or are we just all selling them in a circle?
pyramid scheme of cars.
Yeah, musical cars.
So this is going to be that van concept that we looked at a couple weeks ago, right? Where you can take the back. Well, they can take the back off. Who knows whether they'll give the customers that function?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Kia and Hyundai appear to be serious.
yeah, not playing around.
Yeah.
Which is what you need, because all this. Who was it who just pulled back again? You can't pull
Stellantis,
back.
probably.
Stellantis for sure. They canceled the long range Ram
Pickup.
Rev. Yeah, because you got the Ram Rev, which is the Ram, and you got the Ram Charger, which is the train truck. I call it that because it's unlike the Volt and the Prius, it can't. If they put it in the way they said they're going to put it in, it can't put any power down to the road. But that's what Volt said.
So it would be just a diesel electric, like a locomotive.
Yeah,
Which makes sense because it weighs just
that's right. but with the cancellation of the 500-mile electric, that means that you can no longer tow long distances without stopping, except if you get the Ram Charger. I get it, but at the same time, the competition won't support that because GM's got 4 versions that they'll do it, and the Cybertruck will get their drop-in pack eventually, and it's just a weird.
fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed. The only other way that I can see that would make sense would be for them to just fill in some of that empty space in the battery pack, and just make the range that way, and then just do swaps. People who bought it already.
Which vehicle do you say has space available in the pack?
The Cybertruck.
Does it? Where's the space?
There's an air gap. Right now it's
Oh yeah, but they need to make different shapes.
Oh, yeah,
They don't
yeah.
have enough room to put a whole second row in there.
correct. Yeah. Who was it who just was bragging about their hybrid packs? Was it Hyundai, Toyota? Where they had
I don't know. I go out of my way to ignore hybrid stories, and I've
well, not
mentioned
hybrid
enough
gas, hybrid technology.
times- Yeah.
They have a
Oh.
combination of LFP, NMC, and
Wait, I do remember that, but I don't remember who it was.
yeah. So they could put in some prismatics in there, or literally just put the whole extender in the air gap and then call it a day.
What if you're going to do that? Put the LFPs on the outside and the NMC in the middle,
Yeah,
so that if there's an accident, you don't have a thermal event.
that's true because the LFPs are resistant to
Hmm.
puncture. Here we got the Michigan. This one, the Michigan State Police. That was last week. This one is Unplugged Performance. Had a chance to visit a police department and show off their wares. And these police were apparently new to EVs. I'm just gonna let it play with no audio here.
I
Obviously,
love
what
the
happens when you let a
video.
plaid go loose?
Play it with no audio because when I watched this clip, I thought, oh, it would have been better if the Explorer was going to hit race at the same time instead of staggered. And then I turned on the audio and realized, oh no, it
It
is
was.
racing at the same time. That slow.
Yes,
Because the flat experience defies explanation.
it does.
You can't describe it. It is the most thrilling ride, more thrilling than anything at the amusement park apart from the free fall drops, because those your body says, I'm dying.
Yeah.
I die now. Uh,
You made a
and
mistake,
the
son.
traction control is so good that even as a passenger in the backseat, you can feel each wheel grabbing. It's ridiculous.
Yes, and like as it goes, it just biting them all. The I drive a P100D, which is one of the fastest ones they've made, and I was like, this is nice. And
Yeah.
then they put me in a plaid loaner for 2 weeks, and I tell you, it was like teleporting. I put my big toe down, and we were just wherever I pointed it. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
so I couldn't do what
Yeah.
I do with mine, push the foot.
Drake, who coordinated the Ocala event for Cybertruck, his previous vehicle before having the Cybertruck was the Plaid S.
Ah,
How often did he go through tires?
twice as often.
9 weeks.
9 weeks.
Every 9 weeks.
Goodness gracious. I make it about
Yeah.
50,000 miles between tire changes on mine, but
I'm at 30,000 and I've got tons of room left before I get to my wear bars.
that's not bad. Yeah. Oh, I did get a
right.
chance to actually use my cross continental twos in snow last week, and it was nice. It felt like driving in mud versus the stock tires on the same kind of snow. They were working, but I didn't have any confidence in what was going on underneath the car versus what happened here. And then when we got to like packed snow or ice that hadn't been like refrozen, it didn't feel like I was like sliding out of control. But there was definitely lag in between your inputs and the car adjusting to it.
Mm.
Yeah. So I still like the idea of the all-year snow tire. And they say I'm fine if I go to Death Valley. It just seems a little weird to have snow tires on in over 100-degree weather. Jeep's first.
Well, I wear the same shoes, so
You have the Continentals?
no, just on my feet.
Oh.
I mean, I wear the same shoes. Hot weather, cold weather, doesn't matter.
This is
I
true.
figure the rubber will do just fine.
It should. The reason I always have that mental block though is because the summer tires, was it 42 degrees, 48 degrees, depending on who makes them, they don't do so well. I think it's 42
Get a
for
little
most of them.
hard.
Yeah. That's true though. They don't just break apart. They just aren't as grippy. Yeah. So the Jeep not canceled. They pulled back
The Wagoneer.
the Wagoneer.
Yeah, the Jeep Wagoneer.
Yeah, the Wagoneer electric is coming, and they not canceled, but they pulled back on their crossover. The name escapes me all of a sudden. That one I'd questioned whether it's going away.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know why that one came out before the Ram Charger, Versonius, Deltona, Wake the Neighbors Loud. Because very few people make coupes in the U.S. and a lot of people like
Very
crossovers.
uncommon.
Yeah, I mean it's not a bad looking car, and the stats. Last time I heard the stats on this thing, they were okay, but at that
It
price,
can't be less reliable than the gas version.
oh, I think they might take that as a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
There's the interior. If you like, it doesn't have too many buttons, but it has a lot more buttons than I've become accustomed to. It reminds me of when the Cadillac Q came out. So That was a long time ago, wasn't it?
I love Cadillac's new naming system. It's wonderful. You've got, because like I tried to explain it to my editor because I wanted him to put up a thumbnail that said, because you know the Cadillac Vistic?
Yes.
I wanted the thumbnail to say Vistic Pics. And he didn't get the joke, so I won't go with that. I don't know. Maybe it would have gone over well.
You might have
Because
if he was catching
I
it.
don't know if I've ever shown it, but it's large and large.
The Vistic. So for our recall segment, I think we've only got the one this week. GM is doing a software update recall. Unfortunately, it's not an over-the-air software update recall. It's a service-required software update recall. Yeah.
Yeah.
And GM is not like Rivian and Lucid and Tesla, where they could send a technician to do it for you. You got to bring it into a dealer.
I think it was Sawyer Merritt who looked at all the recalls, and then he backed out all of the in-person ones and found that last year Tesla had something like 40,000 in-person recalls.
Like units?
Like total units.
Okay, that's like nothing for them. They did almost 2 million last year.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Well, that was only in the U.S. though, but even still, the U.S. was probably 600,000-700,000 cars.
Yeah. Yeah, it
So
was
it was-
almost 1 million by itself.
Yeah, so it was a good number.
And so what this recall is they miscalibrated your brake module or your the cruise module. So if you have the full not Blue Cruise, what do they call it? The because they had Super Cruise. If you have the full Super Cruise, then you're not affected by this. So basically, this is the kind of the mid trim. So if you don't have a base one, but you don't have all the options, then you'll have to bring it into your dealer, and they'll recalibrate your. They're not even recalibrating; they're just uploading the new calibration to your car, so that it doesn't run through the folks in front of you. What they found is it wasn't always stopping in the amount of time and space that it was supposed to.
Is that important?
I would think so.
Oh, okay.
They might think
In the
that, hey,
chat, let us
new car.
know, is stopping before you hit an object important? Because, we're not here to throw shade on GM, but...
That might be what the customers want. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I don't know
I'll
why.
have about another 5 minutes.
Okay.
And then I'll need to get to my weekly errands.
Weekly
because
errands sounds like fun.
I'm busier than usual. Will.
Yes.
This knows why. But I'm busy.
Yes. You gonna get a
I'm
recording
going to play.
for?
No, because it's copyrighted.
Oh yeah. Are they gonna give you a personal recording to look at for yourself after it's done?
Don't think I need to see that.
Well, I mean, like you could.
I'll take people's word for it if I've done wrong.
I was trying for a personal copy I could view because I can't get the plane ticket right now.
It is a little far for you.
Just a little. Opposite side of the country. So Tesla has updated their website to announce that all models will see a price increase in Canada come February 1st. We don't know. It's up in the air if that includes the Juniper. But Model 3 long range, it's going to be 4,000 more. Long range all-wheel drive will be 8,000 more. Model 3 Performance, $9,000 more. All Model Ys, 4,000 more. Same for SX as well, 4,000 more. And this was after the price increase last week, where they pushed themselves off of the IZEV program before it ran out of money.
Huh.
Yeah.
Rude.
Yeah. But this is why we keep saying on this show and on Brian's show and on the Tesla Live show, if you see the one you like, it's in budget, go ahead and get it. Because
Yeah.
it doesn't just change so that, oh man, I don't have this feature. They also change like, oh man, I'm glad I got in when I did.
And if you're waiting for it to get better, I'm waiting for this feature, this feature, this feature. That's like buying a PC in the 90s. You could wait forever. You'd still be waiting.
You'd still be waiting, yeah.
Yeah, because there's always going to be something better just over the horizon.
Yes. And not even just like every year, but that's kind of the beauty of it. Is because they are staggered like this, while your resale value is already not as what we've come accustomed to. They can't suss out which one you've got all they have is a model year, so they can't say, "Oh, you're missing the ultra wideband in the trunk, Brian." I don't, because they won't know, and so they're only going to look at miles and model year and condition. So that is the beauty of
The
that
part that really, really upsets me is that Tesla doesn't value full self-driving on trade-ins in the way that they want you to believe it's actually worth.
Exactly. There's a guy who got an offer for his Model 3 for $18,000. So he said, so the software is worth $9,000 and my car is worth $8,000?
That was either Jim, the Iowa Tesla guy, or Tech Geek Tesla. I think
It's one of them
Jim.
two, yes.
But yeah, he was like, what the heck?
Yeah. And I didn't think he said had a lot of miles on it, did he? Like maybe 100? If that?
I mean, that's kind of a lot.
Yeah. I'm sitting over there at 102,000. Zach is showing us showing us on the Cybertruck, but I do believe that Model X and the others get this as well, assuming that you have the tow package. We talked where they have trailer profiles, and so now this is our first look at that for pictures. Let's click in here.
Yeah.
And so
this is only a bunch of different towing profiles. I want more towing profiles. Buddy, your old truck has 0.
Right. This is 20.
So, yeah. I'm sorry, is 20... You're not going to find the one you like? You want a color wheel of towing profiles?
Yeah. The only people I think this will affect is people with lots and lots of toys, or people who are using the vehicles for business. And you can find a way around this. Either assign certain trailers to certain vehicles or something until they do that. So you can set the weight. The weight was something new for us, right? They didn't say the weight on the announcement. They only said if it was open or closed top. And then when you plugged in, they'd ask you which one you plugged in. You can set the dimensions, which is nice. I'm wondering if they can use that to finally enable not even FSD while driving, but I want auto steer while towing.
Yeah. So a suggestion I saw recently, I love this, is rear window guard. Can we have that as a mode so the tonneau rolls up and stops, so it's open to the air, but blocks off the glass for gravel or tree branches?
That's actually really cool.
That's a good idea.
Does it let you, like, if you manually, does it let you pause it there?
Oh, I bet it does, doesn't it?
But it'd be nice if there was just a preset, open, closed, gravel guard.
Yeah.
I like that. So we've got this week coming up the earnings call. What questions are you looking forward to being asked on the say.com and all that?
Well, none, because the questions again are so terrible.
They were terrible again?
They are. Well, they're always terrible. I haven't looked at them this time, but they're always terrible. So we can get some decent ones, but we can't. What I want to know is where are we at with 4680 ramp? Where are we at with the LFP equipment deployment and then subsequent manufacturing in Nevada? Is the Corpus Christi facility necessary? Because lithium prices have come down so much.
Yeah.
And had a question about Optimus deployment, but I've already got it answered from an insider. But I can't say it out loud.
Okay.
I can message it to you later.
Yes, that'll be fun. Yes, so the Optimus is going to be an interesting one from what I've heard publicly, and that is cool. The Christie plant is the refinery, and then I was talking with Carson Knight about there's a 2170 plant opening up, but that's who's that, Samsung, or it's not Tesla?
So Panasonic has got some factories opening. I want to say Oklahoma.
Okay, so it's Panasonic.
I don't know which ones are actually still in the process of opening, because it looks like all of those production credits are going to be axed. I got to see a memo put out by the Budget Reconciliation Committee that lists something like 30 pages of probably 50, 60 different objectives, and they are fascinating.
I would be fine for all this anti-EV subsidy garbage if they would also anti-fossil fuel garbage.
Those are not mentioned. Yeah. Those didn't make the cut.
Yeah.
But yeah,
We could
cutting all the
ran out of time.
other stuff.
Because we're talking like they've been around for over 100 years doing this. If they still need help, then that's a failing business.
Yeah.
But-
I mean, the EV stuff is just the tip of the iceberg in that bill. It's there are some things that it's going to make pretty expensive for a lot of folks. They want to get rid of the mortgage interest deduction.
again, this one is
Yeah.
old enough that I still have the original one. Yeah.
Anyway, I do need to get going.
Okay.
Thank you for having me on, everybody out there. Thanks for hanging out with us, and I will